Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And today we are doing week 2 power rankings. And you guys already know how my power rankings work, but I'm still going to explain them because it's only the second week. 1 through 10 are teams that I think for sure are going to be in the playoffs. No doubt about it. So, and all the teams 1 through 10, I think for sure are going to make the playoffs. Teams 11 through 18 are bubble teams, which I'm not sure if they'll make the playoffs or not, but I still think they're very much in that mix and, can perhaps move into that top 10 potentially as the weeks go by. 19 through 26 are teams that I just think are very mediocre. And maybe at one point in time, a season ago or weeks before, maybe I thought they were playoff teams, but not anymore. 27 through 32 are just teams that I think aren't good. Just not good. Doesn't mean they're not competitive. They're just not, they're just not good. They're definitely not going to make the playoffs, like rebuilding teams. But yeah, and I almost forgot. The top 5 are who, in my opinion, are for sure contenders that I know for sure are going to be in the playoffs and probably at least win 1 or 2 games in the playoffs and make a decent run. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. At number 1, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens, I've been saying this forever, but they are, in my opinion, the best team in the NFL, hands down. They are literally a tier above everybody except maybe Kansas City. But I have them at number 1. They won last week. Lamar looked fantastic. The offense looked fantastic. But I will point out one thing. I am not sure what's quite going on with the running backs. They have very talented backs in Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, but I'm still not sure who the main guy is going to be moving forward. And I think we'll be able to see that in the week 3 matchup against Kansas City. So speaking of Kansas City, I got him at number 2. Kansas City, in my opinion, is the second best team in the NFL. And most people would even say maybe the best team, but most people have them in their top 2. It's not really up for dispute. So Kansas City is my number 2 team. So those 2 teams stay the same as they were previously in week 1. Now, Green Bay, I moved up a spot to number 3. Now, this was mainly due because of the Saints. Like, if the Saints, didn't look so awful, which I will talk about them later, a lot of these teams would maybe be the same or not have moved up as much, but that game completely threw off everything. So I got Green Bay moving in at number 3. And more than anything, this is, like I said, because the Saints dropped, stuff changed. Okay. And at number 4, I have Seattle. Now, this is a team that I'm a little bit, I guess, confused on. I like Seattle. I love Russell Wilson. But what's going on, man? Like, is this just going to be a Russ the whole entire season? Or are we just going to, is Seattle going to pick it up and find some other ways to win? I love the fact that they're letting Russ take control of the offense, but how sustainable is this and how long can they keep it up? And pretty much that's going to be the problem moving forward. I wouldn't really say it's a problem, but just the question moving forward. Can Russ keep this up throughout the whole season and, potentially take his team into a deep playoff run and perhaps even the Super Bowl? But like I said, is this sustainable? So I have him at number 4. That's why I give him the slight edge. That's why I give Green Bay the slight edge, just because I think Green Bay is a little bit more proven. But without a doubt, Seattle's looking great, and it's mainly due to Russell Wilson. Coming in at number 5, we have the Bills. The Bills, I moved up 2 spots from last week. They were number 7, and this was mainly due to the fact that I dropped San Francisco a decent bit, and New Orleans got kicked out. So that's mainly the reason I have the Bills there. Let me just say that Josh Allen looked great. Not much to complain about. I think he looks great, and not much to say here. Number 6, we have the Tennessee Titans. I moved them up from 10 just because I liked how Ryan Tannehill performed. I think he looked very good, and I think this team has got it rolling and is finally, hopefully, going to get out of that 9-7 streak that they got going on, where they're just really mediocre and don't pop till the end of the season. I like how they look at the beginning of this season, which is why I have them at number 6. Number 7, I have the Steelers. I'm not quite sure what to think about the Steelers. I really still think that their offense is a little bit suspect, but their defense is looking fantastic. And this is all going to come down to, is their offense legit? Can they, go to toe go toe-to-toe against a legit offense, which we have not seen yet, and we will hopefully get a preview very soon. Coming in at number 8, I have San Francisco. They dropped from 6 to 8, mainly due to injuries. This team is absolutely just got hit hard with injuries. Nick Bosa out for the season. Solomon Thomas out for the season. A lot of players missing significant time. Jimmy Garoppolo probably won't start week 3. George Kittle, as of now, I don't think is going to play either. Deebo Samuel is still on the IR. Brandon Ayuk is barely recovering from injury. There's so many other injuries. And one more that I want to point out that not a lot of people talk about. Weston Richburg, their center, has not played a single game yet. He was hurt. I think he got hurt during the offseason. And that's a very, very, very important position for them. And he's a very important veteran on that team. So as of now, I have San Francisco at 8. Do I think they'll climb up? Probably. But as of now, I can't really put them any higher than 8 just because of how many injuries they have. I still think, though, this team is very good. It's just that at the moment, they're not good. And that's kind of part of power rankings. It's at the moment, how good is this team and what is their ceiling? So that's why I got San Francisco at number 8. At number 9, I have the Rams. I wanted to move them up a little bit, but I just convinced myself that I needed one more week just to see how they would play. And perhaps this could be a team that could make a significant jump. I've been one of those people that actually think the Rams are a good team. Last season, they were 9-7. They were pretty close to making the playoffs. The Rams are still a good team. And just because, they didn't make the playoffs last year, everyone kind of seemed to count them out. They're still a very good team. Jared Goff is not a bad quarterback. Sean McVay is still extremely talented young coach. And this team their offense is looking very good. And Cooper Kupp hasn't even popped yet. Just wait till Cooper Kupp has a really good game and this offense is going to be scary. Coming in at number 10, I have Tampa Bay. I moved them up a spot just because they look better. I think that this is going to be a process. I think come mid-October, this team is going to be very scary. So hence why I have them at number 10. But Brady is only going to get better in the system. The more time he has with his receivers, the more time he spends in this offense, the more chemistry they build. This offense will get scary. And this defense is no joke. They have a legit defense. So number 10, Tampa Bay, and I would expect them to eventually move up in the rankings at some point. Dropping 8 spots. At number 11, we have the New Orleans Saints. Now, this one was frankly disappointing to watch. I picked New Orleans to beat the Raiders just because I trusted New Orleans more. And now I just don't trust New Orleans at all. Drew Brees looked very old. His arm, he just was inaccurate, which is not like Drew Brees at all. I know he lost Michael Thomas, but as an elite quarterback, you're expected to elevate other people's games. And he didn't quite do that this past game against the Raiders. So I'm not sure what to think about him. I'm not going to overreact. I kind of felt bad dropping him out of the top 10, but at the same time, I'm like, no, this team needs to step it up. They have too much talent, just like the Cowboys, to lose a game to the Raiders like that. And props to the Raiders, which I will talk about very soon. Props to the Raiders. Congratulations on getting that big win at home. First game ever in Las Vegas. Number 12, we got the Cardinals. Not much to say here. They stayed the same at 12. I thought about switching them and New Orleans, but I didn't want to drop New Orleans too much. And I just don't quite feel the urge to move the Cardinals up too much. They looked good against the Redskins, which in my opinion was a positive because the Redskins have a pretty athletic pass rush, which is a good sign for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is playing fantastic football as of late, so I love that. Number 13, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. And I moved them up 4 spots from 17, which is, in my opinion, a pretty significant rise. I think eventually, if they keep playing like this, they will probably hit the top 10. And I think Derek Carr looked good. I think the offense was on fire, and I didn't like how the defense performed. You might be saying, what? What do you mean you don't like how the defense performed? They got the win. Drew Brees looked bad. Exactly. Drew Brees looked bad. New Orleans had a significant amount of penalties. And this Raiders team on defense is still, in my opinion, very sus. But I absolutely love their offense. I mean, in the offseason, when I did my AFC predictions, when I was talking about the Raiders, I said this team is for sure potentially a top 10 offense. No, without a doubt, this will be a top 10 offense next season. Do not be caught by surprise. Josh Jacobs is going to take a step, and so is Derek Carr. And so far, it is looking very good for the Raiders offense. I have them at 13, and maybe next week they move up if they beat the Patriots. At number 14, I have the Patriots moving up a spot. I think they played fantastic against Seattle. I honestly think they should have won that game. And if they would have won that game, Seattle wouldn't be as high, and I think the Patriots wouldn't be as low. But nonetheless, I still moved them up despite the loss. I liked how Cam Newton is playing. I'm very surprised that he's actually connected so well with Edelman. I thought it would be a good pairing. I thought that both of them would get along pretty well, but it's working a lot better and a lot faster than I thought this chemistry was going to form. They are looking very good very early in the season, which is a great sign if you're a Patriots fan. I think if this team had a little bit more weapons on offense, this could be a very scary team. So yeah, and they still are a very scary team. And I think they could move up if they beat the Raiders. So one of these two teams, the Raiders or the Patriots, they're going to move up next week. It's just a matter of who wins or how the game plays out. At number 15, we have the Cowboys. I moved them up a spot just because they won and because a few teams just played awful. But if I'm a Cowboys fan, this doesn't feel like a win. And if I'm a Cowboys player, this does not feel like a win. I know they came back. I know they got that crazy onside and everything, but this is a loss, man. You cannot go down. You cannot look that bad at home and just somehow come out with the win. This was very lucky. This was very bad from the Falcons, hence why you're going to see why they're so low now. And yeah, this is embarrassing for the Falcons and for the Cowboys. This game was ugly, in my opinion. Was it entertaining? Yes, but it was also very ugly. Coming in at number 16, we got the Colts moving up a spot. They got that win. Not much to say here. Their defense is looking very good. And I think they could potentially, another team that can make a jump. But as of now, 16 is fine with me. Number 17, I got the Chargers. They looked fantastic with Justin Herbert. I mean, amazing. One of the team trainers, doctors, whatever, punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung. Not very good. Justin Herbert looked very poised, very confident, just like Joe Burrow did in his first start. And to be fair, I kind of owe Justin Herbert an apology. I thought that he would need an entire season to sit out before he looked remotely good. And obviously not. He looked very poised, very comfortable. And I think part of it is the fact that when he was at Oregon, the coaching staff babied him a lot and kind of, how do I say this? They didn't really let him take full control of the offense. And it looks like here with the Chargers, they have full confidence in him. And maybe they're not giving him the entire offense all at once, but they're very confident in his ability, which gives him confidence, hence why he performed so good for his first start. Number 5, we got the Browns. Congrats on the Browns and getting their first win this season. I think the formula that they use to beat the Bengals is what's going to get them more wins and is the formula they're going to follow in order if they're going to want to make the playoffs, which is run the ball, hit it deep a couple times, and just play good defense, which is what the Browns are. Too much Baker is not good. And you just need just a little bit of Baker. It goes a long way for the Browns. At number 19, I have the Texans. Not much to say here. Very mediocre team. They have had a very brutal start to the season. I mean, playing Kansas City and then playing Baltimore is not the way you want to start your season. That's hence why they're 0-2 and hence why I have not moved them since the beginning of these rankings. I think that the Texans are just mediocre. And even though they played those really good teams, I still don't see this team as like a playoff contender just because of their roster on offense and that offensive line and that defense is not very good at all. Number 20, have the Eagles dropping down 6 spots from 14. I am not liking what I'm seeing out of Carson Wentz. I have been a Carson Wentz apologist, and once again, he's letting me down. I think something's wrong with him mentally, maybe his confidence. I'm not sure. I'm not Carson Wentz. They need to fix this if they're going to want to salvage this season because 0-2 is not the way you want to start. Another team that's starting 0-2 that nobody would have saw this coming except for me because I said you can't just lose a number 1 receiver and expect to be very good was the Vikings. I had them finishing 9-7. They might even finish worse this season. Who knows? They are not looking very good. I know they've played the Packers and the Colts, 2 good teams, but still, I think that they should have probably beat the Colts maybe. I had the Colts winning that game, but still I thought I don't know. I just don't like what I'm seeing out of Kirk Cousins. He didn't look good. He looked very lost. He's clearly missing Stephon Diggs, and somebody else is having a lot of fun with Stephon Diggs in Buffalo named Josh Allen. So not looking good. This offense has to step it up, and I know they have some issues at corner, but still, this offense needs to get in sync. They had a very good start and then just looked awful against the Colts. Coming in at number 22, we have the Jags. They got a win. And as of this recording, they also, the Thursday night football game was played. So not going to count that into these rankings. But at number 7, I got the Jags. They looked very good against, they look good, man. They surprised me, and they're surprising a lot of people. Minshew has been playing pretty good. I moved them up a few spots just because I just think that they're better than every other team below them. Number 23, we got the Bengals. The Bengals look very poised. I moved them up despite the loss. I am very much liking how Joe Burrow is playing. He's very confident. He plays very good despite being a rookie. I just love what I'm seeing from Burrow. And if you're a Bengals fan, you should be very excited. Even though you're 0-2, this is a very confident 0-2 team. At number 24, we have the Bears. I'm forced to move up the Bears from 28 to 24 just because they're 2-0. This is the lowest 2-0 team I have, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it. But I don't fully trust the Bears. Just look, they beat Detroit, and I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't trust the Bears. I don't trust Trubisky. I don't know. I don't know if this is a team that's just using smoke and mirrors to hide a lot of things, but we're going to see within the next 2 weeks, are they for reals or not? So if you're a Bears fan, be happy that you're 2-0, but I'm still very, very much not fully bought in with the Bears. Coming in at number 25, we have the Falcons, who blew a lead again. And I'm not going to say much here. This Falcons team is disappointing. And how do you give up that lead? I'm not a Falcons fan, but if I was, then I'd be very mad. Number 26, we have the Panthers. Am I overreacting, dropping them 5 spots? I don't know. I just felt like every team above them was a little bit just better. I kind of struggled to rank 19 through 32, not going to lie, but I wasn't sure. I'm just very not sure on a lot of these teams, which is why I have them in the mediocre tier. And yeah, Panthers dropping down 5 spots. I just think they need to fix up some things. They're not playing as good as I think they can. At number 27, we have the Broncos, who lost Drew Lock. Jeff Driscoll came in and looked okay. But still, this is nonetheless a loss. Similar to the Niners, I'm mainly dropping him because of injuries. At number 28, we have the Washington football team. And I dropped them a spot. They lost the game, but still, I still think this is not a bad team. Like I said, all these teams here can keep it competitive, except for 2 certain teams that I will not name. But these teams can keep it competitive. I think I'm just going to make a new tier. 27 through 29 can keep it competitive with pretty much anybody. Number 29, we have the Lions, who once again beat themselves, as always. If you're a Lions fan, you're probably tired of this. But yeah, not a pretty game against Green Bay. That's why they're coming in at number 29. At number 30, we have the Dolphins, who I think is the last team in the tier who can keep it competitive with pretty much any team. So yeah, they're number 30. They didn't move, but maybe they move in the future. Who knows? At number 31, we have the New York Jets. Not much to say here. Kept them there just because I think they're just a little bit better than the very bad New York Giants. And at number 32, we have the Giants. The Jets and the Giants are in their own little tier. If you live in New York, then you probably hate this list. I don't know. Or maybe you just hate your teams. Or you hate yourself for liking those teams. I'm not sure. Yeah, those are my 2 worst teams in the NFL. And I'm not sure there's a lot of people who disagree with me. So there are your rankings. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, also let me know. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. And, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I am still very much a small channel, and I'm just trying to grow and expose myself to more people. So, let me know. And I am aware. I'm going to address this real quick. I am aware that it says week 2 power rankings, even though we're going into week 3. The reason I did this is because I didn't do a preseason power ranking. So I just don't want to confuse anybody and make them think, wait, where's this preseason power rankings? So I'm just going to be a week behind pretty much everybody else's title. And I know I messed that up. I probably should have fixed it. Rookie mistake. I'm sorry. But like I said, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Love you guys. See you guys next time. And peace out, guys.